Product pricing for initial sales velocity. In this lesson, you're going to discover two different methods for selecting your initial price. So there are a multitude of ways on deciding the price of a product, and we are going to be recommending two to begin with. However, the great thing about price is that it is so easy to change it. You can even change it without even editing your listing. So do not feel like the price you choose is final. Now, a lower selling price doesn't always mean more sales, and it definitely doesn't mean more profit. Following the ASM course means you should have a high quality product, and having a high quality product means you can aim to sell your product at the higher end of the market. However, when your product first goes live, we do want to make organic sales to begin with. So we are going to be setting a lower price until you go through the launch process Mike is going to teach you in modules 6 and 7. Our recommended price option. Base the price on your profit margin. Calculate the break-even point of your product including cost, shipping, and Amazon fees. And Mike showed you how to do this in a previous module. Then calculate what a 10% profit would be. And that is your starting base price. Important. This is only your starting price, and you will be raising the price over time to increase your profit margin. And that applies to this method and the next one. An alternative option. Look at the price of your primary and competing products. Choose your price in the middle of these three products. For example, if the products were $29.99, $19.99, and $34.99, then your starting base price would be around the $28 mark. This is the most simplistic version of making the choice. So if you find this easier than calculating your profit margin, then by all means use this method. And remember, again, we will be evaluating the price continually as your product continues to make sales. Changing your price. Over time, you will change your product price. For now, when your product goes live, just use the starting base price you get from either of the two methods. You are probably going to change the price when you start your first product launch, and Mike will be covering this in modules 6 and 7. The initial launch phase pricing will mean you have a lower profit margin, but that is nothing to worry about, because even though your profit margin will not initially be high, it will help cover the costs of your launch, and this is completely normal. Getting sales velocity from your launch is critical. Once the launch is over, you will be raising your price. Pricing phases. Phase 1, the base price, until you are ready to launch. Phase 2 will be your LBR price, and Mike will cover that in modules 6 and 7. Phase 3 is post-launch price testing. In other words, once your launch is over and your product is ranking, then you're going to test your price. The easiest way is to increase the price by $1 per week until you notice sales start to drop, at which point you revert to the last price. And you can even do this every 3 to 4 days. You don't have to wait an entire week. So you will continue to split test your pricing throughout the lifespan of your product. And your price is the easiest element to split test, and you should definitely take advantage of this. You might find that at a higher price you have less sales, but the higher conversion rate and profit margin make up for this. For now, you will use your base price until you are ready to launch. So we have covered how to price your product for initial sales velocity. In the next lesson, you will optimize your listing with all the elements you have created in this module. Your action step: decide what your starting price is going to be. But that's it for this lesson. Take care.